made it. It's a remarkable day. It's warm, but it's not blazing hot. I'm gonna go back into the boondocks again for another exciting gear test. Today I'm going to demonstrate my new sleeping pad, the Klymit Static V. It's going to be cool. I did lay on it at home first. Check your gear before you leave the house. Make sure it even works. Don't get way out here. Find out it doesn't work. And alright, so off we go. Got my trusty chair. Backpackers don't take chairs. Folding chair from Walmart, $8. But it doesn't weigh hardly anything. It's a complete aluminum frame. And I'm not hiking 20 miles a day. Or 10 miles a day. So it's fine. And boy, do I enjoy having a place to sit and relax out there. I don't care how far I have to walk. I got my chair and it's tough enough to support my bulbous weight. So let's get on the trail. There is no trail. Blaze through the woods, cut across the river, and set up camp. So right now, a word about water filtration. The gathering process can assist you in getting clean water. Now I use the Sawyer squeeze filter. And it comes with these squeeze bags. But if I lower this squeeze bag down into the water, touching the water, then I've got contaminated water on the outside of the bag. If I put the squeeze filter on the top of this, turn it over and squeeze this bag down, the water is going to drip from the bag down into my clean water source. So it doesn't make much sense to get this bag wet, so we're not gonna. In my YouTube channel, Church Mouse, you'll notice there's a video about my water system, which includes a circular 1 micron biodiesel bag filter cut into 6 of these little circles, folded once, folded twice, opened into kind of like a cone, and then put into the top of a soda bottle with a little drink spout. I use the drink spout instead of just leaving the lid open so it'll fit down into the bottle. So the process goes like this. The 1 micron pre-filter, which is going to filter out all the mosquito larvae, the water spider poop, and the rodent boogers, goes right in there just like that. Get a good grip on the bag, and then I'll carefully and slowly pour the water into this, collecting it in a soda bottle. Now, water bottles are lighter than this, but a water bottle is kind of weak and crinkly. Soda bottles are tougher. They're meant to handle the pressure of the carbon dioxide. And I like to use it because this bottle serves triple duty, actually. All aspects of our gear serve more than one purpose: to reduce our gear. I'm going to collect the water in this bottle. But if this water had any current to it, you'd usually put the mouth of the bottle into the current so that it could flow into the bottle. Well, you're just mainlining all of your floaties and your debris that's in the water right into the bottle. So you turn it the other way and let the current flow against the bottle, the back of the bottle, so that the particulate matter just floats right on by. This doesn't have a current, so I'm just going to dip directly in. Going to gather the water carefully so as to not disturb the bottom, which is, it's got dirt. We don't need to kick that up. And then simply pour it into the 1 micron filter. You'll notice that it's a slow pour, but it's coming out the exact same speed at the other end of the filter anyway. Don't pour so fast as to come up over the edges of your pre-filter, or it defeats the purpose. As I mentioned in my water system video, the Sawyer squeeze filter filters down to 0.20 absolute microns, not nominal microns. 0.2 nominal is just 0.2 thereabouts. So 0.20 absolute. What are you trying to filter? That's the Giardia, Lamblia, and Cryptosporidium are intestinal parasites known as protozoan cyst. They are from 2 to 5 microns, but my pre-filter, which is 1 micron, has already filtered those out. Bacteria are much smaller. This filter will filter down far enough to filter all the bacteria out of there. So you don't need tablets in your water to make it all cloudy, even though the iodine tablets have a post tablet that will clear up the water and get rid of the iodine flavor. Still, you don't have to carry chemicals, because what do you do when your chemicals run out? Alright, this is the Klymit Static V air mattress. It is very lightweight. It weighs, what does it weigh? It weighs 2 pounds 4 ounces. It's quite light. Leave the stuff sack at home. It's just extra weight. I use a rubber band instead. Weighs nothing. It's a standard long length, 42 or 47 inch, something like that, ground pad. And well, the best way to show you what the pad looks like is just to go ahead and inflate it. But inflating these pads, it has a very good, convenient push-pull knob. You push it down and you turn it, and that locks it in. If you're laying on it and it's too firm and you like to sink into it just a little bit, you just rotate this, bring it up a little bit, and lock it right back down. The bad thing about blowing up these is you get your mouth moisture fills up the inside of this. Over time, over the years, you're going to get some mildew in there from all the moisture inside the bag. Well, there's a way to prevent it when you have this kind of an opening. This weighs practically nothing. It's just a standard 13-gallon trash bag. So we just open it up. Got a little breeze out here, so it won't be difficult to fill this bag. Fill the bag full of air and let that be your artificial lung. Find the opening and simply put that around the bag's air nozzle, and then squeeze the bag without doing what I just did. And you can see it's beginning to fill. And when you're hiking and packing all day, you're not going to want to huff and puff into this thing anyway. It's going to make you dizzy. Simply take this off, lock it down temporarily, get some more air in your bag. It takes a little longer than inhaling, but at least you're not getting any moisture whatsoever inside this bag. And you're not going to be lightheaded after it's full. Fills up quite nicely. Then you simply finish it off with a few breaths. So a lifetime of using this with only a few breaths each use is better than blowing the whole thing up with all that moisture over the years. One and a half to 2 breaths, and it's full. It says that a standard width is about 20 inches. The packaging says that this is 23 inches, but you notice it's 2.5 inches high, so when you get it blown up, it seems awfully narrow. But it is got kind of a nice texture to it. These ridges are stop points where your upper body heats the air that's underneath you, and it doesn't just go down to your feet, and the cold air from down there doesn't come up and make you cold. It keeps the warm air where the body warms the air, and that's a good thing, a feature to this mat. The other side is a real tough. Of course, I'm not going to put this on the ground. I have the tent bottom is like a blue tarp tent bottom, and also my car sun reflector screen is going to go underneath it too to also protect it. So that's the Klymit Static V. I've laid on it at home. It's just fine. I blow it up all the way, which is too much, but I do it intentionally. Lay down on it and then just use this to let out just enough air to kind of sink into it, and it's fine. It works great. No more complaints from me. Now I'm going to put my 2 cups of water that's used for reconstituting the food, and I'm going to put it in the sun for about an hour. The sun is going to warm this up, and the bag is going to keep the heat in there, and it's going to be pretty hot to the touch. Even on a winter day, if you put your sun reflector conduction screen underneath it, the sun will shine down on it and reflect off the screen and come back up through it. The sun is going to heat that water up to about half the temperature boiling, which is 212 degrees. This is only going to get to be about 105. Well, that's half the boiling temperature. Warm that in the sun for an hour, and it takes me less fuel to bring that the rest of the way to a boil. Well, I got my 2 cups of preheated water. Put the lid on, and I'm going to use my cotton ball pressed with petroleum jelly. Don't want to drop those brand names. I'm not a salesman. And I keep them in these little mini zips because, well, it just keeps the petroleum jelly off of other things. It keeps them, it's just easier to work with this. You gotta spread it out a little. It's got petroleum in it, but not a lot. Not so much as to make it gooey, and the more petroleum jelly you have in it, you will find the more difficult it is to start. So I'm going to go ahead and start my water for my meal. There we are. It's going to be a little breezy, so I might get my wind shield. And you can use a lighter. A lighter is easier to use, but become proficient with your guaranteed manner of fire. The ferrocerium rod isn't always the easiest thing to use. Become proficient with it first, and then you've earned the right to use the easy cigarette lighter. It's kind of a way of looking at it. Because if you get out in the woods because you use your cigarette lighter all the time, and you take this with you thinking I'll just use this in an emergency, and then you get out there and can't make a spark with it, well, it's a little late to decide you can't get your fire started. So let's get that going, put a boil on my water, have some dinner. Well, night has fallen. I know you can't see me, but there we are. Night has fallen, and when it gets dark here, it gets dark. So I brought a little extra no-no on the wait list. I have a great deal of trouble sleeping, so I brought a frosty cold one just to relax a little bit more. Everything's ready for camp. So I'll see you in the morning. Get some nice breakfast going. Let you know how my Static V turned out. Well, it's the start of a mighty fine day. Got breakfast here. It's early yet. It's about 9:15. So I'm just gonna laze around and eat my breakfast very slowly. I'm gonna get camp together. You like my high visibility guy lines here for the tent and the hot pink fluorescent flags? I got them on all sides of the tent. I am tired of eating pine cones over these lines at night. I don't care how silly it looks. I've eaten my last dirt sandwich tripping over these lines. Not gonna happen. Cheers.